Alright, so for the third part of the Revolution of 1848, we have Italy. Now, Italy was also separated into uh, their own city-states and own provinces. So Italy was split up as well as Germany. And Italy was actually, in part, they had different kings. You had the powers of Austria, as well as Spain also laying claim to Italy. And so it was very broken up. Um, but as revolution spread throughout, certainly France, they observed these revolutions, and these ideas, very much like the rest of Europe, resonated with the Italians. They had the same customs, same language, and so they saw essentially that they were a common people, but they were ruled over by other groups, sometimes kings, sometimes elected officials, but it was more of an oligarchy rather than democracy. And they wanted to go back to something akin to a republic rather than the current system. So in 1848, they had much of the same problems as many of the European states. There were food problems, there was economic problems, and so as a result, in 1848, as well as what was going on with the rest of Europe, they saw this as an opportunity to protest and potentially get their own state. So revolutions are going throughout all the different provinces of Italy in 1848. Now, at this time, you would think that an individual, Giuseppe Mazzini, who started a party in 1831 named Young Italy. Now, this political party was for democracy, unity of Italy, social equality, and certainly many of the values of the American Revolution: free speech, ability to assemble, equal laws for everybody. Now, this guy is going to be important later on, but you would think that he would be in charge of a unification movement at this time. However, he is not. In fact, it's going to be King Charles Albert who is going to be king of Sardinia. He also has control over the Piedmont in Italy as well. Now, the advantage for him is these are the wealthiest regions in Italy at this time. Now, he had aspirations to unite Italy, and he's going to take the 1848 revolutions as that opportunity to actually unite Italy. So, he is going to form an army, which are volunteers from all over Italy, and at this time, Lombardy, a province of Italy, is controlled by the Austrians. Now, what he does is he sends his army and he defeats the Austrians. But instead of invading other territories in Italy, he decides to consolidate his gains, see what he has, figure out the situation in Lombardy, and then decide to potentially move on from there. This was a poor decision on his part, because there are quite a few Republicans in Lombardy who thought that he would be the ruler who would unite Italy, and they should continue going on, eliminating Austria from Italy, as well as other powers. Other Italians also thought he would move on to unite Italy. However, because he stopped, there became a rumor that he was actually just expanding his kingdom. This was for personal gain. He was basically taking advantage of the situation. And so he was very quickly losing support of Italians, those in his own army, and Austria has, well, an army. They start to bring an army to reinforce what they had lost and to take back the territory they had lost there as well. And so while he spent this time consolidating his power, staying in Lombardy, and really biding his time, he was losing support from all sides. And what actually happens is the Austrians send their troops back to Lombardy. They get there, they defeat many of his troops, and since the Italians themselves are disenchanted with King Albert, they basically don't support him, and they let the Austrians come in. So as a result, King Albert is going to go back home to his own territory. Any sort of sense that there's going to be unified Italy or support quickly dies and is just completely destroyed. Any sort of gains of the Italians in 1848 is a complete loss. There's no benefit whatsoever to what goes on in this year. And so as a result, unification is going to have to wait to a later date.